Why don't we touch on a touchy subject that gets X going crazy? Some groups on X, and it's woke right. It's something that you and I have been discussing for a while now.
Yep.
And a lot of people say, hey, that doesn't exist. There's no such thing. Even people that I like to watch and I agree with on a lot of stuff, they say woke right is ridiculous. That's not a legit term. But I believe that it exists, and I think that you do as well, right? So
yeah.
it's a very complex thing, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Most of the conservative content creators that I used to see, and honestly, it wasn't very many of them. I don't really spend my time watching other people talk about stuff because I want to have fresh opinions. All these people are now espousing things like, dumbass Tim Pool, I'm a post-liberal or whatever he calls himself, right? The Constitution failed us. We have too many freedoms.
Civil War.
Yeah, liberalism is what caused the left. I'm like, dude, if you read the document that founded fascism by Giovanni Gentile and in 1932 or whatever, they're saying the exact same thing in that document, that the liberalism of pre-World War I is what caused the world to go into war. So now we need more totalitarianism because liberalism failed. And if you look at stuff that some of these conservative people, quote unquote, because they're not really conservative, if they're trying to change the Constitution, the stuff that they're saying is the exact same thing they were saying in the 1930s pre-World War II. The exact same thing. So, you have
Wait,
people...
so you mean basically there was a push by the conservative right to combat the liberalism taking over, and that pushed them a little bit too far right towards wanting authoritarianism?
It wasn't even conservatives at that time. They were... A lot of them were former Marxist, socialist that said, this is not working, right? Because socialism and Marxism is all about class, right? What class are you? And that gives you your identity. They're saying capitalism and liberalism is what caused World War I. So therefore, we have to go to fascism. So it's not about economic class. It's about national identity. That's what joins the people together. Because you can move up and down through classes. So if you get rich, you're not part of the movement anymore because you have too much money. But if you can get their identity, their national identity, and say, this is what sticks you to us, you can't change the color of your skin unless you're Michael Jackson or Beyonce or whoever. You can't do that. But if you can say, well, you're here, so you're us, and you don't need all these freedoms. You can have the freedoms that are given to you by Mussolini or Hitler or whoever the top is, but they're going to tell you what freedoms you can have.
And it seems like kind of identical to what is happening right now today is that they're so disenfranchised with certain aspects of, let's just say, the Constitution. They bury the idea that is fundamental rights in the Constitution because they think that is negatively impacting society. So they're willing to call for drastic reforms that they don't realize push them completely to exactly what you're saying, pre-World War II. Yep. I like that idea, though, that what you said is that they realize they got to take the class aspect out of it and put the nation's identity, the national identity.
That's the only difference between fascism and Marxism, socialism. It's the same thing. They're both left. That's why everyone says the woke left and the woke right are both left. Like Nazis and communists are both far left.
Yeah.
But because people think, far right. No. They're both doing the same exact thing. The only difference is that one says we have to have everything ran by the government. We can't have any freedoms. The only difference is whether you're oppressed because of how much money you make or you're oppressed because of the color of your skin and your identity. It's the only difference between them.
Very